Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, broadcasting on Channels Television live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. President Muhammadu Buhari joins other world leaders at the Energy Summit at the United Arab Emirates. Benin Republic joins countries with independent power production as Genesis Energy launches first gas-fired power plant in the country. NCAA warns airlines on arbitrary fare increases, threatens to penalize culprits. And the United States slams Iran with fresh sanctions. All our top stories can be found on our websites, channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channels, where you can watch our videos. Visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. We encourage you to please interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature in the Channels TV app on the Android, iOS and Windows platforms. If you have pictures or videos you'd like to share with us, just tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu and follow the instructions. Benin Republic is one of the countries that has been receiving power from neighboring countries such as Nigeria and Togo. They're investing heavily in solar energy and power plants. The key thing here is that the initiative is powered by the private sector. Joining me now to discuss this move forward is the Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director at CCS Technology Limited, Usiabu Arthur. You're welcome to the news at 10.
Thank you, Amarachi.
So Benin Republic is developing independent power, and they've come a long way, with developing electricity. I mean, power. We used to supply Benin Republic power. Now it seems that very soon they will become independent of us.
Well, it's interesting what is happening. We have been giving Benin Republic up to 200 to 300 megawatts of electricity. Benin Republic is a very small country with about 10 million people. What they are doing now is exactly what we were supposed to do, say about 20 years ago. But if you look at the Electricity Reform Act of 2005, it took so much time for us to liberalize the power sector. And so many issues came in, and we have not actually moved the way we're supposed to move.
And why has it been that way? We've still not been able to provide at least 18 hours of power in a day, just at least.
Well, there are so many things wrong with what is currently happening in Nigeria. We have different types of generating stations. We have the gas, we have the hydro, we have so many other types. The cardinal thing to say at this point is that over the years, electricity generation, distribution, and transmission has always been in the hands of government. And we've been saying this in different fora, that the government don't actually have business, going into business. Really, their role should be regulatory. So the Electricity Act of 2005 gave us that framework for government to actually go out of power generation and leave it in the hands of of individuals. Mind you, Genesis Electricity, like what is happening in Benin today, is a wholly Nigerian company. If you go to EPZ in Calabar, you see Genesis Electricity is in charge of generating electricity for that export processing zone. If you go to Sao Tome and Principe, Genesis Electricity is also generating power for them.
So while we're not holding brief for them, it does seem like we're not appreciating our own at the end of the day. Or why haven't we tapped into Genesis Electricity?
Yeah, we just got to that stage at this juncture, but we ran into so many delays. Not until 2005, it was difficult for anybody, no matter how much you have, to come into the electricity business. So from 2005, government was still a little bit involved. Even Transmission Company of Nigeria is still in the hands of government. So we have lots of problems that we need to start looking at and unbundle completely for us to generate electricity properly.
Well, speaking of unbundling, the Gencos and the Discos have complained that they do not have enough funds to invest in the power sector, and they're putting all the blame on consumers not paying enough.
No, I beg to disagree. Since 2005, you discover that Nigerian consumers have been paying fixed costs for electricity, even when the discos are not supplying. For example, the Ikeja distribution company, their revenue rose from $11 million to about $33 million monthly. So this fixed charge of 750 naira was being collected from individuals, not until about a month ago that this stopped. So they cannot complain that they are not making a lot of money from collection vis-a-vis the kind of astronomical bills they give to consumers, even when they don't have a good metering system. So in terms of collection, they are actually collecting. But the issue has always been reinvesting what is accruing to the disco into the electricity infrastructure that will make it possible for us to actually give out the quantum of electricity that will be enough for the consumers.
Yeah, and I think almost every Nigerian has felt the pinch of estimated billing system in the country. Thank you so much, Mr. Osiagu Arthur.
Thank you so much, Amarachi, for having me.
Now, a group of appliance device manufacturers in the television industry, the Association of the Licensed Set-Top Box Manufacturers of Nigeria, has been reacting to the arrest of the Director General of the National Broadcasting Commission, Mr. Emeka Mba, by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Mr. Mba was arrested by the anti-graft agency for being involved in alleged financial impropriety in the sum of about 34 billion naira. In a statement by its spokesperson, Mr. Godfrey Ohabwa, STB man said reports have been giving the wrong impression that the NBC secretly kept funds for some illegal use. Mr. Ohabwa explained that this particular sum had long been encumbered and no more within the control of NBC, and its role now was to ensure the deliveries were made for the funds released. The STB man spokesperson also pledged his association's support for the federal government's fight against corruption. On the heels of Mr. Mba's arrest, President Muhammadu Buhari has also ordered a probe into allegations of misconduct and financial impropriety against 20 senior officers of the armed forces under the Jonathan administration. As a fuel shortage crippling the country worsens by the day, residents of Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, appear to have found an alternative source of purchase. The metropolis is littered with black marketers who sell the product at exorbitant prices, a situation the Department of Petroleum Resources says it will not tolerate.
The fuel crisis hitting the country is no longer news. Although the federal government is doing all it can to deter petrol stations found either hoarding or selling above the approved price of 86 naira 50 kobo with stiff penalties, some people are still profiteering from the illegal sale of the product. In Kwara State, black market is the order of the day. What is more amazing is how jerry cans of various sizes are displayed to meet the requirements of anyone in need. The price may be steep, but what matters to the citizens is to get petrol to move around.
You have a lot of activities you want to do every day. When you go to filling stations, you don't get fuel, so you have to look for alternative. What is the alternative? The black market. You have to go to them, buy, even if it's not something that we should encourage. But when we don't have, we have to go out, look forward to it, and when we don't have, that becomes very difficult. Well, the government needs to be up and doing. When you go to the black market, you buy as much as 180 per liter, 200 per liter, 5 liters of petrol. You sell for 1,000 naira. So the government needs to be up and doing. One will not say they are not doing anything yet, but at least when you're looking for something, if you have not gotten that result, the desired result, that means your effort is not enough.
The sellers see themselves as fuel messiahs, and who can blame them? This man, for one, ventured into the business after seeing the rate of profit margin. He also sees it as a way to help out the people. How can this trend be stopped? While this acting controller of the Department of Petroleum Resources says his office is doing all it can, The chairman of the Independent Petroleum Marketers sees the situation as a hopeless one.
We are not relenting in our efforts. Those who buy in jerry cans, we stop them completely. We do not allow people to go and buy in jerry cans. And the excesses of this Okada rider is also a major issue. They go and come back and siphon what they'll be taking. Again, they still come back again.
It's because there is no supply. So the black marketers go to extra mile to get the product and start selling it, pending it, which is not supposed to be. If the stations owners have products, before you know it, you realize they are calling people, begging people to come and buy. But presently, the situation we find ourselves now is short of supply.
There are those who are working hard to put an end to the fuel crisis, and there are also those making efforts to ensure it gets worse. Unfortunately, those caught in the middle have little choice but to purchase the product at exorbitant prices because life must go on.